Good evening, Yann. In the recent World Cup qualifiers, you won both battles from 12 yards against Jorginho. He missed both penalties. Would you like to take him on again from 12 yards, Jorginho against Sommer from the penalty spot? Good evening.
Nein, überhaupt nicht. Waren das zwei für uns damals sehr wichtige Situationen in den beiden Spielen.
No, I don't want to face a penalty tomorrow night. There were two very important situations for us in the matches that you've listed, but that's water under the bridge. Tomorrow night's game will be completely different. It will be an unprecedented match. If there's a penalty, then I'll do my best to try and keep it out. I'll prepare as best I can, but I'm not here to think about those penalties that you listed.
Left. Thank you very much indeed. We're into the last 16 now. There's a possibility of penalty shootouts at this point. Could you just explain to us, how do you approach that as a goalkeeper? Will you look for the list of Italian players? Will you see where they put the ball? And how do you approach it mentally as well? How will you prepare yourself for that?
Ja, zuerst mal ist es für mich immer wichtig, wir bereiten uns sehr gut auf das Spiel vor. Im Wissen, dass es natürlich
No, I think it's important to prepare for the game itself as opposed to the lottery of penalties. We know that there could be a match which goes to a penalty shootout. There's no doubt about that. Before the game, if I'm perfectly honest, I don't necessarily study all of the individual possible penalty takers because there'd be too much information to try and take on board before the match itself. I focus on the match, and then I think about who the penalty takers might be in regulation play over the 90 minutes. If we do go to a shootout, then our goalkeeping coach has all of the information that he'll provide to me at the right time. Good evening, Yann. This is the fifth last 16 tie that you've taken part in at a major tournament. How do you feel ahead of this game tomorrow night? It's always very difficult to draw comparisons to the past. This is a new round of 16 tie. I can't wait to get out there and play with the team. The mood in the camp is excellent. We're all focused on making it through to the quarterfinals. You can't make comparisons. Every starting position is different in every major tournament. The opposition change. We're very pleased to play against Italy in the round of 16 tomorrow night. It's a huge and important game for both sides. It's a wonderful stadium and the atmosphere should be great. Gianluca Scamacca might start, Matteo Retegui might start. You've come up against both as opposition players. Who are you more wary of? And I read that you actually train with special glasses. How does that work?
Also zur ersten Frage. Ich glaube, wir werden uns auf alle Spieler
With regards to the first question, we've prepared for all of Italy's possible forward options. They've got a lot of alternatives in the final third. They can mix things up depending on who the personnel is. I know both players that you listed because I play in Serie A. They're both excellent finishers with a great deal of ability. They're players that we need to be ready to face. As for my glasses, these are glasses that I've been wearing on the training ground for many years now. They help me to give a little bit of an edge, 2 or 3% on the training ground, thanks to the technology of these glasses or spectacles. Patrick Folletti, our goalkeeper coach, has been using them with me for many years, and they've helped me to develop and improve.
Arbeitslos warst du jetzt nicht gerade in der Gruppenphase, aber denkst du, du bekommst morgen noch mal ein bisschen mehr zu tun als in den bisherigen 3 Gruppenspielen?
You had to make some saves in the group phase. It's not like you were a spectator. Do you think you have to make saves tomorrow night? We shall see. It's always nice to say that we've all defended well as a unit, and so far we've been very compact. We've defended really with a terrific spirit. We've shown a great deal of courage, And we've kept our shape in terms of the space between the lines and units, and we have kept an eye on opposition attacking players. Italy have a great deal of attacking threats. They make runs high up the pitch. They've got some dangerous shooters in the side, so we need to make sure that we are at our best defensively. And if we can do so, we have the opportunity to make ourselves a match for it. Good evening. Do you think it's an advantage, the fact that a number of your players in the squad play in Italy, and for you in particular, given that you're the Inter goalkeeper? I don't know if it's necessarily an advantage. It is useful to be familiar with the opposition players, and it's always useful to have come up against opponents in the past in other situations. I'll prepare, and all of us will prepare, with a great deal of focus on the match. Everyone knows the Italy players, they're well known. They've got a great deal of ability in the squad. They've got a big squad as well, with a number of different options. Sure, in Serie A, I have come up against a number of the players in the Italy squad, so I do know a little bit more about the opponents, but that won't be a big factor in determining which way the game goes tomorrow night. We need to be ready as a team, regardless of the fact I play in Italy. Gigio Donnarumma will be in the opposite goal tomorrow night. What do you think about him and his character? Donnarumma really is a top-class goalkeeper. I've already come up against him in the past in a number of matches when he was playing, or ever since he's been playing at Paris Saint-Germain. He's very young, and yet he's got a great deal of experience. He started his career in the first team very young at Milan. He's a goalkeeper I like to watch. I like to watch his performances, and I've got a goalkeeping coach at Inter who actually trained Donnarumma in the past at Paris Saint-Germain, if I'm not mistaken. He's a great goalkeeper to watch. He's complete. He's got great reflexes. It's always nice to actually see your other colleague.
So von außen und wenn man die Nazi schon länger begleitet, hat man das erste Mal so das Gefühl, dass die Schweiz Favorit.
From the outside looking in, I have been following Switzerland for a number of years, but it's the first time I actually think that Switzerland start as favourites against Italy. Is that the way you see things? Not necessarily. We're up against the reigning European champions. Italy have also won the World Cup in the past. But due to the strength that we have, no, Italy are the favourites. We will be ready, we'll be in the right frame of mind, and we can't wait to get out there. But we know that we're up against the reigning European champions, and that says a lot.
Senti, ti volevo chiedere se tu che sei uno degli ultimi del gruppo storico.
You're one of the last survivors of this very historic Swiss side that has been involved in so many last 16 sides. Do you really want to go on a run? Because Switzerland always make it through the group stage, but then you seem to go out this stage of the competition. Have you spoken to your Inter teammates about this match? And finally, a third question. Given that in the meantime, Inter have signed another goalkeeper, do you not say, oh, I was the best goalkeeper in the league, why have you signed another goalkeeper, Josep Martinez?
Also zur ersten Frage. Ja, ich meine, wir haben jetzt schon ein paar Mal ein Achtelfinale erlebt mit dieser Mannschaft, mit der Schweiz.
In terms of the first question, yes, we have made it through to the round of 16 in a number of tournaments recently, and our goal tomorrow is to make it through to the next round and continue our progress at the Euro. From the last 16 onwards, they are knockout ties, and every incident becomes decisive. It depends how well the teams are playing on the day, and it depends which way the big moments go, whether they go the way of Italy or head our way. We will try, of course, to get through to the quarter-final. Our main goal was to try and win the match so we can continue our progress at the Euro. On the second question, I have spoken to the lads on a number of occasions over the course of the Euro, not in the lead up to the game. We've stopped contacting one another because both sides are focusing on the task at hand, but I do hear from the Inter players on a regular basis, not only with my Italian Inter teammates, but also the other internationals as well. I can't wait to come up against them tomorrow night. I saw the news about the third question, Josep Martinez. Last season we had 3 goalkeepers, which will now change because Emil Laudero will no longer be part of the squad. So of course we needed a new goalkeeper. We'll see what comes to pass. But I'm currently focused on what I have to do here with Switzerland, and I'll